and welcome to another teacher talk session tonight. And tonight we are going to have our 185th session with different educator from different part of the world. And tonight our guest is a lecturer at the English Department, State University of Malang, Jusnita Febrianti. And by the way, before starting our live sessions, I would like to say thank you very much for Ellie for being our sponsor tonight for Teacher Talks. Thank you very much, Ali. It's great to have you as a sponsor for tonight. Okay, so let's get started for our live sessions with Jusnita. She's here, and if you send me a request, I can accept your invitation, Jusnita. Then we can start our live session. All right. And let me see her. Okay, there she is. Right.
Hi, Volkan.
Hi, Yosita. It's
Hi, can
great
you
to see you
hear me?
here. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Nice. I can
Okay,
hear you very well.
wonderful.
Nice to meet you.
Wonderful. And great to see you there. And I would
Good
like
to
to say
see
thank
you.
you. Thank you very much for being with us tonight and accepting my invitation for Teacher Talk session tonight, Yusnita. I
My
know that
pleasure, my pleasure.
I know that it's really early there, and I'm really appreciate your effort to being with us here tonight. It's really great.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Volkan.
All right, wonderful. Okay, so I don't want to, the take your time a lot because I know you are very busy and you have a lot of things to do. So, can you ready? Can we
I'm
start
ready.
for you?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
we
So let's
can.
get started. And can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences too, Yusnita?
Okay, thank you so much, Volkan.
You're welcome.
Everyone, I'm happy to be here. My name is Yusnita. I'm a lecturer at an English department at one public university. I'm located in East Java, that's in Indonesia. I think some people in Turkey might be familiar with Indonesia. A lot of our
Sure.
people actually enjoy being in Turkey for holidays. So we are like best friends country between
Yeah,
Indonesia
good.
and Turkey. Good to be here, everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Yusnita. So my next question is, Yusnita, what was over your turning point or points in your own education?
Yeah, I think I missed one of the points in the first questions about some experiences, maybe.
Oh, of course,
So
you
I've
can
been,
tell us. Of
yeah,
course.
yeah, I've been teaching English for quite a while now. I started when I was in,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, in the second semester of my undergraduate studies. So I started, giving private tutoring for students, and then I started my first full-time job in an
Uh-huh.
English course back in Indonesia as well. But then I think as a teacher, I missed doing research and so on. So I upgraded a little bit and applied for a job at university. So there I was. But
Mm-hmm.
now to go into the turning point, I think the turning point was when I had a chance to pursue my education a bit further to my master's study in Australia. I think that was a
Oh,
big turning point for me.
wonderful. You have studied there in Australia. Oh, I got it. That's
I did,
wonderful.
yes,
Wonderful. That
yeah.
was I'm sure that was a
Uh,
great turning point
you
for you to do that.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, coming from a non-English speaking country,
Uh-huh.
English was a foreign language. For
Yeah.
me, it was quite tough to learn English only in Indonesia. So when I got a chance to go into an English-speaking country and learn the language in a country where it was spoken,
I
that was a big
see.
turning point for me, Volkan.
I can imagine. I can imagine, Yasnita. Thank you very much for sharing the moment with us. And Jusnita, I know that, you have been teaching for a long time as a language teacher, and I'm sure that during this time you have tried different techniques, different methodologies, and different strategies in your lessons, and I'm sure that you have a philosophy of teaching. So, what
Mm.
is it? What is your philosophy of teaching?
This philosophy of teaching is probably something that I learned from my teachers as well, and it's probably applicable not only to the teaching of English.
Uh-huh.
So I think you are probably familiar with this. Uh, my teachers told me that teaching is like giving a drop of water in the ocean.
Uh-huh.
So as a teacher, we contribute to our thing, but it's not like contributing big. Like science and knowledge is a big, big ocean, and as a
Yes.
teacher, we only give a drop of that water for our students.
Uh-huh, I
So we only
see.
contribute a little to them. But
Mm-hmm.
hopefully that drop is quite meaningful for
No,
our students.
I can see that. I can see that. Thank you. Thank you very much, Yusnita. Okay. So, would you like to add something else, or can I move to another question?
I think that's about all, and to relate that to the teaching of English, I guess.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay then.
and yeah.
Okay. And so, Yasnita, we are educators, and I'm sure that we all have a lot of stories in our career, in our life, some bad, some good, some success, and some failed stories. And I want to ask you about your success stories. Can you tell us maybe one or two success stories of yours? Something inspirational.
This is a tough question. Sometimes I don't remember what inspires me, but a lot of my inspirations, I think, it comes from my students.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. As a teacher, we see their learning process day by day.
Yeah,
Uh, we see them how they understand a new language, a foreign language at that. And for some students, it can actually be quite tough. But to see
I
them,
can imagine.
yeah, to see them trying consistently to be able to learn one sentence, learn to
Uh-huh.
write a short paragraph. When they succeed in achieving these skills, trying to pronounce words, sentences, and then talk about themselves, that
Mm-hmm.
continues to inspire me. How these students continue to learn. That actually, oh, there's always something new to see these students learn.
I see.
Yeah,
I
and I
can.
really enjoy seeing that process.
Mm-hmm. That's the kind of a success story we can say to see
Hmm.
their
Yeah,
their success.
that's
Mm-hmm.
what I think that it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got it. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Yusnita. And Yusnita, in our lessons we use actually a lot of different activities with our students, and I'm sure that like all other teachers or educators, you also have got one or maybe two your favorite activities that you use with your classes. Can you tell us one or maybe two activities that you like to use for your classes? Maybe your secrets to us.
I would like to know your secrets in teachings as well, Volkan. You should tell me later.
Oh, I will.
Uh,
About what? About secrets. Oh, okay, I just you know, first you start, then I will tell you.
sure. So I don't know if I have a secret to this, but I think a lot of teachers are probably doing the
Activities,
same.
uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I talk to my students a lot, and then uh, using activities that relate to their life most of the
Uh-huh.
time. It helps students to feel more appreciated and to feel what they want to talk about. personally in many different activities. When it is a speaking activity, then we talk about what is going on in their life, what they like, their hobbies, what they read, even some difficult things that happens in their life. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes for written activities, I would let my students to be relaxed. If they need to, they can listen to music. If they don't like to be in the classroom, they can roam around, going outside of the classroom, for example. Get as relaxed as possible, because we understand that for the writing process, when you get more relaxed, it will be probably easier for you to write. So
Mm-hmm.
making it as comfortable as possible, I would say. So
Yeah.
it's very important to get to know students' personal, I don't know, personal feelings and personal going ons at the moment.
Mm-hmm. I see. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jusnita. Okay, and my secret is being myself in the classroom. So energetic and active and try to make the student center of the lesson. That's my secret.
Mm.
Okay.
I'm going to take a note on that. That's I think that's very important.
Yeah,
To
that's
relate
really
with that,
important.
Volkan, yeah, sometimes as a teacher, we are too busy thinking about, as a teacher, we have to do this, to do that. The school wants us to
Exactly.
do this. The curriculum
Exactly.
wants us to do this. So we don't have time to be ourselves. So I think that's a good idea. We need to be ourselves.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Take them note. Thank you. Thank you very much, Yusnita. Okay, Yusnita. So, what I want to ask you, you're living in Indonesia, and I really wonder about Indonesian students. Can you tell us the challenges of Indonesian students about learning a new language, especially English?
Mm. Uh, One of the most obvious is probably the way we pronounce words. So
Uh-huh.
Indonesian and English sound system are very different.
Yeah.
So what it is written and how it is spoken is actually quite different.
Ah,
And for the beginning students in Indonesia to be able to pronounce words accurately, to be confident in using it, it's quite a challenge sometimes.
I see. Mm-hmm. That's the challenge
But
for for students, I think.
yeah, and we are quite lucky, I think, because at least the structure of Indonesian language and English
Uh-huh.
is not very different. So we have the subject and verb and object. So the
Yeah.
structure is the same. So
Mm-hmm.
we are lucky for that.
You're lucky about
But
it.
then,
Uh-huh.
yeah, we're lucky about it. But I don't know if this is the same to everyone as well. I found that students lately are not very keen on reading, I guess, and
Mm-hmm.
that's probably one of our challenges in teaching as well.
I see. I
Yeah.
see, Snita. Thank you. Thank you very much, Snita. So, by the way, we talk about your challenges of your students, and again about the students. How do you support them when they need your help? Hello?
Yeah. Hi, Volkan. I was losing you for a bit there.
Ah, my question was, how do you support your students when they need your help?
Okay. With my students, Volkan, I would usually approach them. I will try to make time for them
Mm-hmm.
one by one, or at least group by group. So once again, I like my students to relate their learning to their life.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that when I approach them, I get them into, let's say, some activities in the classroom. I would go and ask them. So how do you feel? How does this topic relate to your life? Can you think about this from your closest environment, from your closest situation, so that you can think about it easily, so that you can express yourself more easily, whether it is for the spoken language activities or for the written language assignments. So supports, apart from supporting them with the skills of the language, I
Uh-huh.
think it's also very important to give them support to be confident in using the language
I see.
in many ways. Actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Yusnita, for sharing your ideas about it. So, most of the time, we know that students are there to learn something from us. But sometimes we also need to think that what do we learn from them? Okay? Sometimes we learn from them also. So when you think about this, what do you learn from your students, Yusnita?
I learn a lot from my students, Volkan.
Mm-hmm.
We, as a teacher, tend to see, I don't know, maybe generally we see our students as object,
Yeah.
meaning that we might play power with them. They are in my class because they want to learn from me. Sometimes we think that, yeah. But it's not the case, Volkan. Uh, I always try to position myself as
Uh-huh.
a person who study with them, who learn with them,
Mm-hmm.
and in that case, I want to know how they start, how they try to understand things, how they
Oh.
process things, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
how they understand, let's say, new words, how they try to understand new expressions in English.
Mm-hmm.
Because in English, sometimes when you have a new expressions, then you need to understand the way it is used in the countries where it is spoken, for example, and
Yeah.
sometimes we need to explore that. And knowing that students then get to understand this from our explanations, from example, I think that's beautiful. So, like opening doors for them, that's a beautiful feeling as a teacher to get them to understand
Mm-hmm.
something like this.
I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Yusnita. You know, and in our career, let's say, or in our teaching career, sometimes that we feel, how can I say, demotivated. Okay, and when
Mm,
when we feel like that, we will look for other things to motivate us. Okay, when
mm.
you don't feel the great, or you don't feel it, okay, sometimes how do you motivate yourself to carry on teaching with your students?
Mm. That's a very interesting question, Volkan. We are teachers
Mm-hmm.
and we are humans after all. So yeah, at
Yeah.
times, sometimes we feel that I don't feel like teaching today. Can I skip class? Sometimes I want to skip class as well. But yeah, sometimes I have to talk to my fellow teachers. Sometimes
Yeah.
I have to seek more motivation for myself, like talking to you, talking to the people that we meet in our group. So, by the way, everyone, if you are listening to us, I knew Volkan from a very wonderful program that we joined in the US.
Exactly.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we were a group of English teachers from all around the world. And from these people, I learned a lot. People teach English in different situations. Some are in private schools, some are in the war zones, actually, and some are
Exactly.
in normal public school. And sometimes I would have to think about Oh, my other fellow teachers are in their
Uh-huh.
classes as well, teaching in there. And I'm trying to think that it might be helpful if I do this and that in my class. So we don't have we don't need to find big things actually for motivation. A small chat, small talk with friends, with fellow teachers sometimes can really motivate us. And
Exactly.
believe it or not, I think all teachers can relate to this.
Yeah.
That at the time at the day they see their students' faces in the classes, in the classroom, it's actually quite motivating to
Uh-huh.
see them smiling when they see us coming to them in class. I think that's quite motivating in itself.
Hmm. That's right. That's a nice motivation style to do it. Thank you. Thank you, Yusnita. Yusnita, sometimes, that we don't like the system that we use, all right? Or we don't like the way we teach or the way the other people, the other educators teach in the classrooms. Or we don't like the system that we use, okay? And when you think
Mm.
about this, if you have a chance to change, all right, one thing about language education in Indonesia, what would you change?
Mm. That's a tough question. I have to be careful with that,
Yeah, yeah,
Volkan.
yeah. Be careful about it, Yusnita. You are right. You
That's
need to be careful.
a
That's
bit
a very,
political, I guess.
yeah. But we are just you and here is just and you, me, and the other educators. So
Sure, sure.
that's yeah,
Yeah,
you can be relaxing.
yeah. As a background, I would say that there's a couple of languages going on in Indonesia, and
Uh-huh.
I always think that as a country we have not set a good priority for the languages
Uh-huh.
that we learn here in Indonesia. So we have the
Yeah.
Indonesian language. We have a lot of different local languages,
Uh-huh.
and of course, it is important for us to learn English or to study English. And I feel that if there is something to change about language education is probably the priority, the time allotment,
Yeah.
and how these three different languages should be. I don't know. I don't know if I can call it balance, or I don't know if I should call it priority. Uh,
Yes.
Basically, the principles of teaching and learning languages is probably the same, but these three languages are actually taught and learned in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So there
I see.
should be link, I guess, how to learn Indonesian local languages and English, so that they can support each other. And time allotment for English, I think, should be added a little bit more because we don't have enough exposed into English in our country. So, so if I can, I don't want to talk about the curriculum or the teaching materials or what because it keeps changing. It
Yeah, yeah,
keeps
I can
changing,
understand.
policy keeps changing. Yeah, but probably the priorities and balance for these three languages to coexist in our country.
Mm-hmm. I see. I got it. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Yusnita. Yusnita, it's the we live in a technology era, all right? And it's really difficult to follow it, all right? We
Mm.
everything around us probably depends on a technology, all right? Somehow they have a connection with technology. Okay, and in language teaching or generally teaching also related to technology, you need to follow it. Okay, you can't stay behind of it. All right, when you think about this, how do you follow these technological improvements in education world? What do you do and what do you suggest to us?
Mm. I think I should get an opinion from you as well about this, Volkan. You might know better than me about the technology.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course, we are trying to follow
yeah,
a lot of sites and a lot of the useful pages, a lot of social media, the social media
yeah.
platforms. We follow it, and also we read some blogs, and we need to get a connection with them in your classrooms, okay?
Mm.
And also you need to get some ideas from like the like experts of technological improvements about language world. You need to follow them, right? So get an ideas from them. I try to do like that. I read some educational writings, okay, and from the important people, the pioneers of technological improvements for education world. I follow them, and a lot of articles I try to read and follow and share. So I keep updated like that.
Yeah, that's great, Volkan. I think as a teacher, we deal with a lot of different types of technologies. We
Yeah.
deal with technologies to prepare our classes, the Google Classrooms and the Canvas application, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have a lot of AI or artificial intelligence that we should learn ourselves
Of course.
we
Of
can
course.
before we can ask our students to try to use them. And we need to
Exactly.
we need to put our students into the direction in which the AI can actually help them
Uh-huh.
for their language improvement, but not doing the job for them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're right,
Yeah,
of course.
so yeah, the AI should help them to learn, not doing the language translation for them, or
Yeah.
not doing the speaking for them, not doing the
Mm-hmm.
reading for them, but assist them in all of these actually.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
and
It's
and how they can be wise before they involve technology in, for example, you put something in social media, you make videos in social media, but you have to have a good English first
of course, definitely.
before you try to speak in public with this
Mm-hmm.
foreign language, for example.
I
Yeah.
got it. Mm-hmm.
So when they do use social media, that's for them to perform, to show that they
Mm-hmm.
can, instead of like they haven't learned anything, but then they go to social media and make a mess in public. That could be risky as well.
I see.
So yeah, but I think because right now we deal with students who are digital natives, it's very
Exactly.
important
Mm-hmm.
to embrace their world. And uh, for us, old teachers like us, we need to understand that this is a part of their life. They're happy to do their speaking practices with technology. We need to let them do it, let it be involved in their learning process. But then
Mm-hmm.
we need to understand the direction where they can go with this technology.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas about technological improvements, Yusnita. And Yusnita, the time really, the flies, and we have no idea sometimes what's gonna happen in the future, all right?
Mm.
So, and when you think about this after, for example, 10 years or 15 years later, I can say that. How do you see yourself and in 10 or 15 years later? Will you still be, a teacher, or will you try another jobs?
I don't think I can do any other job than teaching, Volkan. That is sad, I think.
Yeah, well,
But
great
I
to hear
guess
it.
if I
Great to hear
can,
it.
yeah, if I can, in the next 10 or 15 years, I think I will stay being a teacher. Not for the money,
Wow.
Volkan. Being a teacher doesn't give you a lot, actually.
You are right. Being a
I know.
teacher, that doesn't give you a lot of money.
Yeah.
You are right.
Yeah, if we have to be honest, that's what actually happening. But there's we gain a lot more by being a teacher actually. The
Uh-huh.
feeling of giving, the feeling of teaching, and like what I said before, trying
Yeah,
to help
I can.
students to understand things, opening doors for them.
Exactly.
I think that's beautiful feeling. That's rewarding for me as a person actually.
Mm-hmm. I can understand.
Yeah,
Thank you very
and
much.
I like that feeling. Yeah, I like that feeling, and I think I'm going to stay being a teacher for that reason.
Yeah, we should all stay. You're right. I totally agree with that. Okay, thank you very much, Yusnita. Okay, Yusnita, this my next question is very interesting. It's about superpowers, okay? If you could
Mm.
have one superpower to use in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you?
Yeah. That is interesting, Volkan, because as a teacher, we all have superpowers, right?
Yeah,
We deal
exactly.
with more than, yeah, we deal with more than 30 teachers in one day, sometimes, maybe more than
You are
that.
right.
Yeah,
You are right.
yeah. We we need to always look happy and cheerful and ready to teach anytime. That's a superpower in itself, actually. Uh,
Exactly.
but because you asked Volkan, I will answer you. Uh, I don't know if you have watched Harry Potter and see that
Of
every day
course.
the ceiling in their lounge room change every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it creates a good mood for our students, right? So if I
That's a
could,
nice one.
yeah, so if I could have a superpower, I want to be able to create different situation every time for my students
Uh-huh.
by a click of my finger, then I can change the situations in the classroom so that
That's
we
really
can
nice.
be,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we can be on the beach at one time talking, and then maybe we change into the garden where we can relax and write well, and maybe we change into the library, or there's a lot where we can move about actually
That's a very
learning
great,
process.
the superpower to use in the classroom. You do your like this and then you change the
Yeah,
the whole room.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
wonderful.
I
Okay.
want to do that.
That's a great idea. Okay, Yusnita, thank you. Thank you very much. Yusnita, think that we finish our interview, okay, live sessions, and you go outside your home and find a
Mhm,
lottery ticket, okay? And that ends up winning $100 million.
mm.
What would you do? Be honest, please.
I don't think I will know what to do, Volkan, with $100 million. I've never imagined that much in my life. However, once again, I've been inspired a lot when I was meeting with you guys in the US. It was the
Yeah,
first
that's a
time
nice
for me
idea.
to hear, for example, Svetlana saying that I have two types of lesson plans. One lesson plan is for the peace situation. Another
Yeah,
lesson
that's
plan is for the war situation. So
that's
that's
very
new for
interesting.
me, and that's very inspiring to understand that some students actually have to study in the war situation in the war zone, right? So
Exactly.
I have
Exactly.
if I have $100 million, Volcan, if it can help, probably, honestly, actually, uh, I'd like to donate the money to some schools to be safe, some students
That's a nice of
to
you. Mm-hmm.
study, yeah. And of course, while doing all of those, I will go around the world to enjoy that hundred
Mm-hmm.
million
Yeah, of
dollars.
course you
Yeah,
should. You should enjoy them
yeah.
that money.
I should,
All right.
yeah, I should enjoy it while donating it as well.
Wonderful to hear it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Yusnita. Okay, and now the time flies, and now I'm gonna ask you my last question, Yusnita.
Already,
Ready for it?
we've
Yeah.
only been talking for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's almost, the 40 minutes we're talking. Yeah, it's a lot. The time flies. It's like asking the last question. Ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay then. What is your motto?
Oh. My motto. I don't
Hey.
know.
Come on,
Uh,
you should.
yeah.
If you don't have one, please get one now.
Okay. When I was, let's say, way younger, Volcan,
Yeah.
I ran,
Ah.
Volcan. I wanted to get things quickly. I wanted to get things done fast. But lately, Volcan, I feel that I want to enjoy life. So my motto right now is that I'm doing something one step at a
Uh-huh.
time, taking things slow, taking things easy,
Easy.
uh,
Uh-huh.
enjoying it, embracing things way easier now. So I want to feel everything. I want
Oh,
to enjoy my process. So
I see.
I'm slower lately. So
Uh-huh.
let's take things one step at a time.
Uh-huh. Okay, it's a nice motto. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Yusnita. All right. So I have asked all my questions, Yusnita, and
Already.
before ending our live sessions, would you like to add anything else? Hello?
Yeah, yeah, hi.
Ah,
I'm still here.
okay. All right. So I ask all my questions, and before ending our live sessions, would you like to add anything else?
I think I just want to highlight what I have said before.
Yeah.
In the world where we can be anything,
Mm-hmm.
as a teacher, we need to be a kind teacher. We need to be a
Exactly.
nice teacher, I guess. Uh, there are a lot of professions in the world, and trust me, you can be rich with those other kinds of professions, but being a teacher will give meaning in your life. That's what I
I
thought.
see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Yusnita. Okay, then. So, Yusnita, I would like to say thank you very much, really, for your ideas,
My
for your
pleasure.
suggestions, for your advice, and especially, and the most important thing is your time. You spend your time here, and
I'm good. I'm good.
you
Thank
woke
you.
up really early there, and you joined this session and being with us here. That's really kind of you. Thank you. Thank you very much,
Thank
Yusnita.
you very much. I want to be in
And
your class one day, Volkan.
sure, why not? We can arrange some, maybe kind of a connection online, Zoom connection, and we can connect our classrooms and
I'll be there. I'll be there.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure, why
Tell
not?
me.
It can be nice. All right. So, Jusnita Febrianti, was with us tonight with Teacher Talks 185th session. All right. And we had a fruitful session with her. As you know
185,
that,
Volkan.
we are going to be here like every week at on every Monday at 9 p.m. as you know that Turkey's time. And until the next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And until the next time, please take care of yourself, take care of your Yusnita, and bye bye,
You
everybody, and peace.
too. See you again. Thanks, Volkan.
Bye.
And
You're
thanks,
welcome.
everyone.
Thanks. Bye. Peace.
Bye.